So basically, the major problem at the moment is that one merchant member thinks that his company is a lot more valuable to customers than the other two. And therefore, the other two firms should compensate by sharing more costs of the loyalty program operations. So the research design used causal research conducted through the analysis of customer purchase and point redemption data. This was then supplemented with descriptive research administered through a customer satisfaction survey. A total of 1,985 customer records, 54,033 purchase records, and 647 point redeem records were used for analysis in the report. In order to investigate what type of customer was most likely to be satisfied with the program, data was dummy coded and an ANOVA test was performed. ANOVA uses F-tests to statistically test the equality of means. Using ANOVA for the analysis meant it was possible to determine whether age, car ownership, or geographic location was a factor in determining satisfaction. Then, using multiple regressions, we were able to assess the various demographic factors and whether this influenced satisfaction and thus recommendations to customers. Multiple regressions allow us to learn more about the relationship between several independent variables and a dependent variable. Cluster analysis was then used to allow us to identify homogeneous groups of cases and to further investigate personal factors in satisfaction. 3 clusters were chosen for the analysis as the RMS distance was largest between cluster 2 and cluster 3. In addressing research objective 3, we utilized statistical correlation, positive relationship with satisfaction. Multiple regressions were then used to compare satisfaction of the overall program with each of the 3 chains. This analysis was then supplemented with a calculation of the Net Promoter Score, a customer loyalty metric based on the perspective that every company's customers can be categorized within 3 types: detractors, passives, and promoters. An alternative hypothesis, we were able to prove which participants and associated satisfaction levels were more likely to suggest the program to others. When identifying which customers would be more inclined to purchase from either the fuel, fast food, or grocery programs, the RFM model was utilized. The RFM is a marketing method used to determine customer value by examining how recently the customer has purchased, recency, how often they purchase, frequency, and how much they spent, monetary. Using the purchase records, data was separated based on fuel, fast food, or grocery merchant records, and then rules were created for the RFM for each respective model. RFM is useful in identifying the best customers, which customers FGP must retain, and who has the potential to be created into more profitable customers.
Our first research question is, what is the relationship between demographic factors and program satisfaction, which looks to identify the impact on personal characteristic customers have in regards to satisfaction. Therefore, to begin, we used descriptive statistics to identify the commonalities among your most satisfied customers using means and modes. Effectively, we found that female customers were most common, not owning a car, not using a credit card, a race or ethnicity, and residing in City G, and age between 30 and 39 were all common factors. Additionally, using the t-test, we investigated owning a car and program satisfaction. Effectively, this test was insignificant, which means that we failed to reject the null hypothesis. Despite that most customers who are highly satisfied do not own a car, the above results suggest that owning a car is not a significant factor of customer satisfaction. Station products such as food and beverages, where customers earn more points and can redeem them because they have shopped in store. Thus, delving deeper, we used ANOVA to look at the dynamic between age groups and program satisfaction, as well as C groups and satisfaction. As a result, the p-value for both were insignificant, which means we failed to reject both null hypotheses. Therefore, age and location are not significant variables in differentiating customers. We recommend developing a marketing campaign showing customers of all ages using the program services and being satisfied. Additionally, we utilized moderated regression to to explore whether personal factors moderate the transformation of satisfaction to positive recommendations. This test was significant, and we found that an increase in one rating in satisfaction is expected to lead to an increase in rating of Net Promoter by 0.77. For customers who are male, have other as a race, do not own a car, and do not use credit cards. Moreover, for female customers, an increase in one rating in satisfaction will lead to an increase in 0.22 in Net Promoter, holding everything else the same. Additionally, descriptive analysis suggested that the most satisfied customers were those that do not use a credit card. However, the regression above says that. Additionally, descriptive analysis suggested that the most satisfied customers are those that do not use a credit card. However, the regression above says that if the customers are to use a credit card, their Net Promoter is likely to increase by 0.05. I'm sorry. Therefore, it may be beneficial to implement a promotional campaign where customers who use a credit card are able to obtain more redeemable points. Finally, cluster analysis was conducted. Effectively, 3 clusters were chosen for analysis as the RMS distance between cluster 2 and cluster 3 was the largest, a difference of 0.1206. From the analysis, we were able to extrapolate that cluster 2 is the most ideal cluster for the firm to focus on. Comparatively, cluster 2 are the most satisfied with the overall program at 8.5, where satisfaction with petrol station chain is the significant variable at 9. Overall, cluster 2's satisfaction with all the chains are comparatively higher than and stronger than those of the other clusters, and moreover, the Net Promoter is the second highest at 7.8. As a result, cluster 2 customers have the following characteristics. They are aged between 40 and 49 years old. Gender is slightly skewed towards female. Not owning a car is the dominant variable. Use of a credit card is ever more probable. Race 1 is the most prominent race. City G is the City G is most pronounced city. Thus, we recommend focusing on customers who possess the characteristics in order to identify the most valuable customers, and in turn, increase sales profits and market share for the company.
The question is, does a relationship exist between program satisfaction, the likelihood of recommending the program to a friend, and satisfaction in the 3 chains? The descriptive statistics as shown above highlight differences in satisfaction between the 3 chains, fast food, petrol and grocery, as well as the statistics shown above also provide information on the Net Promoter variable, which can be interpreted as to how likely a customer would refer the program to a friend. Analysing the means of each chain, it can be seen that customers are most satisfied with the petrol chain, which had a mean of 8.08. On the contrary, customers are least satisfied with the grocery chain, which had a mean of 6.76. Customers' opinions on fast food sits in the middle with a mean of 7.20. Overall, customers' mean value for the whole program was 7.27. Interpreting these results, it can be concluded that the petrol chain is performing better than the others in terms of customer satisfaction. The mean value for the Net Promoter variable among customers is 5.95, meaning that customers will be likely to recommend to a friend. Expanding on this, it can be seen from the above data that petrol chain also has the highest mode of 8. Concluding from this data, it can be interpreted that customers are most satisfied with the petrol chain, then the program as a whole, followed by fast food and grocery. A correlation table was completed based on the data provided by the FGP Customer Loyalty Program. The correlation table, as shown above, shows the correlation coefficients comparing satisfaction in the program with the 3 chains, fast food, petrol and grocery, as well as including a correlation coefficient for the Net Promoter variable. Based on these results, the most promising relationship found is that there is a moderate uphill positive relationship of 0.58 between satisfaction in the petrol chain and being satisfied with the overall program. Expanding on this, there is another moderate uphill positive relationship of 0.51 between customers being satisfied with the overall program and the customer's Net Promoter variable answer. It can therefore be concluded that the more satisfied customers are with the whole program, the more likely customers are to recommend the program to a friend. On the contrary, the correlation between satisfaction in the fast food chain and satisfaction in the overall program yields an extremely weak positive relationship of 0.11. Next slide. Okay. The regression above compares satisfaction in the overall program against satisfaction with each of the 3 chains of the loyalty program. The null hypothesis was level of satisfaction in the 3 chains have no effect on satisfaction in the overall program.
The impending issue of predicting a customer's potential to churn can be directly addressed through an insight into the individual's willingness to participate within the program as well as their perceived level of satisfaction. From the 1,984 participants surveyed, 100% of them maintained their activity levels through the year 2015. However, in contrast to this, in the following year the retention rate fell to 75.2. Moreover, a trend has been seen in that the dropout rate of customers increased exponentially in relation to the year of their registration, concluding that individuals who do not have a recorded history with the program are more likely to discontinue use, as seen in the percentage spike from 19.8% in 2013 to 62.3% in 2014. In parallel to this, a regression was undertaken to determine the level of involvement between overall satisfaction within the program and whether the individual would be willing to promote, with the null hypothesis stating that there is no correlation between these 2 variables. The results fetched from this analysis conclude that approximately 26% of the variation within an individual's willingness to promote the program was conducive to their overall level of satisfaction. This method of analysis was applied to the dataset to help better understand the customer's behaviour and mentality surrounding the loyalty program in order to determine a model for customer churn. The model for churn was to be based twofold around participation levels in consecutive years and overall satisfaction relating to the promotion of the program. The model would categorically identify individuals who had maintained a certain level of active years and further determine whether longer standing loyalty to the program was elicited via a higher level of satisfaction. The regression rejected the aforementioned null hypothesis due to fetching a p-value of less than 0.05 and helped to determine that an individual's satisfaction level had a positive correlation with their willingness to promote. This notion underpins an assumption that the more likely an individual is to promote the program, the less likely they will be to enter churn. The acceptance of this assumption helps to justify the churn model being centered around activity levels and satisfaction as based off of general psychological principles. If an individual is satisfied and willingly participating with the program of choice, they are likely to continue this pattern of learned behaviour. Whilst this model would be beneficial in being able to predict future participants who will churn, while with the dataset limited to the years only 2015 and 16, it is unable to be properly applied until further historical data is provided. However, in its current state, the model is able to be extrapolated through the analysis of customer retention rate. With an increase in active users on a year-by-year basis, there will be a correlating increase in the number of individuals who discontinue use in the program. This dropout rate of approximately 24.8% in 2016 is highly dominated by those users who registered within 2014 and only maintained 1 full year of activity. Thus, a deduction can be made that individuals who have not already established a level of loyalty to the program through a standing relationship are more likely to enter a period of churn.
So, what are the key demographics and satisfaction levels of customers most and least likely to make purchases during the next quarterly period, and do these factors influence the amount that customers redeem at the 3 firms? Customer value in the loyalty program can be linked to positive purchasing and redeeming behaviour. By examining the underlying factors behind higher customer purchasing and redeeming behaviour, we can identify the most valuable customers as defined by customers who purchase the highest amount, more frequently and recently, and those customers who redeem the most points. So in regards to purchasing behaviour for the RFM model, each of the 3 dimensions, recency, frequency and monetary, are weighted equally, totaling to a possible 300 points. Those with the highest score are effectively the most valuable during the next quarterly period. So in regards to the fuel RFM model results, we then separated the customers into 2 segments by those who scored an RFM of over 150 and under 150, and then used descriptive statistics to compare the satisfaction levels, the average levels of perceived satisfaction demographic characteristics between groups. Firstly, we can see the more valuable customers based on a high RFM are more satisfied with the firm they are active in, followed by a high satisfaction in the overall program, grocery, and also a very high likelihood of promoting to a friend. Next. demographic factors on average do not differ between the two segments, except in the case of credit card and car ownership. The segment of higher value to the loyalty program are more likely to own a credit card, are female, are in their late 30s, and reside in City G. Next. So in regards to grocery firm results, we can see that they're the same positive relationship between customers who purchased most frequently recently and in larger amounts, have a higher satisfaction in the respective firms that they are the most active in the overall program, and in their willingness to promote to a friend. Next. So all grocery firm customers on average do not own a credit card, are more female, do not own a car, are in their early 30s, and are race 1, indicating that, again, demographic factors do not really influence higher grocery firm purchasing behaviours. Next.
In conclusion, we would like to propose 3 main recommendations for the FGP Customer Loyalty Program. The first is the implementation of a holistic promotional campaign, whereby if customers utilise all 3 chains within a set period of time, they are provided with extra benefits through the program. The application of such a method would help to increase not only retention rates and satisfaction levels of these customers, but would also help to maximise the potential revenue gained by the program. As an extension of this prior recommendation, it is advised that the FGP Loyalty Program places an emphasis on not only the benefits, but the value that customers can gain from utilising the grocery chain. Finally, a mass communication for promotional efforts approach would be advised. As seen in the analysis, city is an insignificant factor to satisfaction. Hence, the implication of this approach, in effect with all prior recommendations, will reduce overall marketing costs, as well as at the conclusion of this program, providing a more intricate insight into the type of customers who responded positively or adversely, thus allowing more specific future approaches to be generated to maximise the program's value.